While our region continues on the road to recovery after Helene, some are taking the time to reflect on the response to the storm. Carter County EMA Director Billy Harrell and Greene County EMA Director Heather Sight met with meteorologist Jeremy Eisensoft to recount and reflect on their response to the flooding.
Hurricane Helene's impact on a region will forever be remembered, but that won't be the only memory from the storm. While lives were changed and property was lost, knowledge was gained. Local EMA directors share with me how they prepared for Helene and what they learned from the disaster. The impact of Hurricane Helene in our region came very quickly, but the entire event actually started to unfold days in advance.
We were looking at, excessive rainfall even before Helene came in. So that Monday, the 23rd, especially Greenville into the Tusculum area, we were all looking at excessive rainfall. So I think on the front, we were already kind of in flood mode even before Helene came in.
Flooding wasn't the only concern. High winds were also expected to impact the region.
It was up to 55, 60 mile-an-hour winds. So I was afraid, and our team at the EOC was afraid, that we're going to have a lot of loss of power. So a lot of people in Carter County may be without power. So I had contacted the Roan Mountain Volunteer Fire Department and the Hampton Volunteer Fire Department about maybe having some kind of a place for people to go to if they did lose power.
The early signs of a huge disaster continued to unfold in Roan Mountain as water began to rise.
Roan Mountain Volunteer Fire Department was already having to rescue people, and they already had a bridge at Heaton Branch, that was Heaton Creek, that was already being affected, and coming over the bridge from the debris already coming down from, possibly North Carolina.
Unprecedented rainfall in North Carolina, as much as 20 to 30 inches, overwhelmed the river systems in the state on Friday morning, leading to a record rise in the Nolichucky River and other area rivers with unprecedented flooding to follow. We were kind of already in preparation mode for the flooding, just not to the extent that Helene brought. Search and recovery groups that were coming in doing swift water stuff for us over several days. And one of the ladies that came in from California, she asked to speak to me, and she said, "I just want to tell you something interesting." She said the way all the debris piles, and we've got some of the tallest buildings along the river, she said the way they're laid out, she said, "I've worked many tsunamis," and she said it's very close to what it looks like in the deposits that a tsunami makes when they move through. How can we better prepare for future events? An important part of that is having the ability to collect accurate data. I feel in Greene County, something that we've kind of struggled with getting in our communities is river gauges. It seems like it's kind of a hardship. We can't get grants, we can't do this because they're considered surveillance, and grants just don't offer them up. And like I said, the only thing we have to go by is the Embryville, and once it was lost, we had no data at all. Communication and coordination are also key in keeping the community safe. All the heads in the EOC, we sat down and collaborated, made a decision, and those bridges were shut down, even at the 60 and 80 feet, and thank God they were. And I think it helped save lives here in Greene County. Despite this being considered above a 1,000-year flood event, we know weather will continue to affect our region in the future. Don't ever say it can't happen. Don't ever say it won't happen. Because I just look at, in my 5 years as the EMA director, never thought I would go through a pandemic. Never thought we'd see a historical, biblical type flood. Our world's changing. Our weather's changing. Staying weather aware with credible information will allow you and your family to take appropriate actions during a storm. The EMA directors we spoke with agree there's a great need for ways to measure and track weather and river data ahead of future flood events. For News Channel 11, I'm Jeremy Eisensoft.